bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Well, I'm glad you could join us. When you hear about foster care, you hear a lot of things positive and some things negative, because some foster care youth sometimes get dumped out into the public and they really have no place to go. And the good thing, there are people who are concerned about that particular problem. One of them is Sara Razavi. She's back here again. She's Executive Director of Honoring Emancipated Youth. Nice to see you again, Sara.
Very good to see you.
And you came back, even though you were here before. Is that right?
That's right.
You said, I'm going to try it again and get it. Yeah. What is happening now with the problems that they do have with foster care? Someone turns 18 and all of a sudden, boom, they're out on their own, and sometimes they have no place to turn.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually very glad to be back here, especially because a lot of our work is around raising awareness for foster care youth. And May is National Foster Care Month, so it's important, especially this time of year, to think about the issues with foster youth. To your point, yeah, when they turn 18, currently our legislation, the way it works, the way the laws work is that youth no longer get federal funding, so a lot of counties and states end up cutting off the age at 18. And at 18, you know, it depends on the youth themselves, but sometimes they're left to their own devices, no employment history possibly, no housing, no health care, et cetera, et cetera. The issue, though, is that most of these services are available to these youth, and it's our responsibility, the community responsibility, to make sure to share that information. The youth are eligible for a lot of services, and it's really our task as an agency to make sure not only are they aware of it, but the agencies that could provide those services tap into the foster care youth who are aging out.
Yeah, well, if they don't know about it, they're not going to be able to get that kind of care.
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario, someone has been in and out of foster care homes for maybe half their lives, and then to sort of just step out and they walk away.
Yeah.
At that point, what can they do? I mean, how do you help them specifically? I mean, can you give them places to live or jobs, or I mean, how can you help them?
Yeah. The good thing is there are services out there. There is, for our breakfast actually on May 7th, we're recognizing 4 agencies who are doing amazing work. Larkin Street Youth Services, when a youth ages out, there's housing available. They should tap into Larkin Street for temporary or long-term. We have the Guardian Scholars Program at San Francisco State. If a youth is interested in going on to higher education, to tap into that program to receive not only on-campus services, but also potentially housing, book vouchers, etc. There's clinics, 3rd Street Youth Clinic, which is another agency we're highlighting at our breakfast, who provides services if a youth needs dental care, if a youth needs health care services. I think the big key is, yeah, this was supposed to be a temporary situation. Foster care was never intended to be permanent. And so when youth have been in there longer than maybe a month even, maybe a year, whatever the extended period of time has been, they're going to have complications.
Yeah,
And,
okay. And you're located where?
We are at the Embarcadero. We're over at Main Street. We're housed in the United Way of the Bay Area. They were one of our founding agencies. But our work really spreads out throughout Bayview, throughout the Mission, and we're trying to really make sure that we connect with the agencies in San Francisco.
Are you seeing more examples of this recently than before? In other words, they're finding more people who've been outed out of foster care, so to speak?
You know, what I'm finding through my time with Hay, what I'm finding is more folks are starting to recognize that they were in foster care. I mean, just identifying with that experience. Because it can mean different things. Foster care could be placement with a grandparent. It could be placement in a group home. It could be placement in a foster family. So sometimes the youth are confused themselves.
Yeah, I can understand it. Anything, but it's anything away from the parents.
Exactly.
Or a parent, as the case may be.
Yeah.
And so they come in. So in May, which is Foster Care Month, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
We should realize that so many people are out there who need help, and you folks are there to help them. Is that right?
Exactly.
All right. Sara, nice to see you again.
Very good to see you.
All right. Sara Razavi has been our guest. She's Executive Director of Honoring Emancipated Youth. Thanks very much for joining us.